Welcome to The Flip Side. This is Gulnar Krishna, and today we have Bani Singh Chadha with us. Bani Singh Chadha is a modern Jyotish counselor who bridges ancient Vedic astrology with contemporary life guidance. Her approach is intuitive, empathetic, and deeply personalized, helping people understand their patterns, purpose, and inner alignment beyond just predictions. With a gift for simplifying complex astrological insights, she has become a trusted counselor for those who are seeking clarity in relationships, career, health, and personal growth. On the flip side, we explore the person behind the charts, her journey into Jyotish, her own moments of doubt and revelation, and the emotional responsibility she carries reading someone's destiny with honesty and integrity. Welcome to the flip side, Bani. Thank you so much for doing this. I know that it was a very mystical way how I met you. It was, of course, online at that time. I had just lost mom, and within 3 days, you were kind enough to rope me into one of your teaching sessions. And whenever you hear about astrology, Jyotish, it is a mystical experience for everyone. But who is Bani behind that perception?
Thank you so much for having me, Gulnar. Well, Bani is a millennial. I'm as millennial as it gets. I'm a regular mom of 2 kids. I have a serious problem when it comes to dessert. I love to dance after a night out with my headphones on. So, very, very regular. No mystique there. I've worked in a newsroom. I've done the deadline. I've had the existential crisis. I'm always trying to squeeze in my Pilates class, and I'm running a home and raising 2 kids. So not really mystical, but I'd say very practical, because the kind of astrology that I do is about the real world. We're here, we're fully in it, and it's not about escaping it, but just finding ways to align yourself with it, live a life with a lot more clarity, and I'd say grace.
So, for me, I know that you pulled me into astrology in a way where I was seeking answers, because after my mom, I wanted to know, what the great plan of destiny was. And through, of course, my spiritual journey, you keep practicing various modalities, you're touching upon various, in fact, even journeys that I took on for the temples from Tirupati to Shirdi. I mean, I was going everywhere in search of answers, and of course, the plead that, save my mom. So when I got pulled into astrology, the understanding that you gave me, it made a lot of sense to know where and how our life is going to be planned out. But what was it for you in terms of your journey into astrology? Was it a series of nudges or a moment where, like for me, that moment came after mom and I said, okay, no, I need to know what the hell is happening. And I never used to really follow and believe that, your destiny is planned. I used to always be a believer of, no, you make your own destiny, and whatever you set your heart to, you go for it. And I loved how when I was learning astrology with you, you kind of made me believe that, yeah, the will is there, the way is also there. Yes, this is a blueprint, but it's not that, it's not something that you can't achieve. You do put your heart into it, and it's a good balance and mix. But it takes a lot of spiritual practice and understanding to get to that level. So, what has your entire journey been into astrology, and how? I mean, I want to really know what got you deep into it, that today it is who you are.
I think it was a bit of both. It was nudges, it was destiny. So it started with a lot of curiosity, simple questions, big questions. Why am I here? What am I doing? Where do we go after we die? Why do good people suffer? Simple questions like that, and just basic curiosity, which then turned to Jyotish being something that gave me utmost peace. And now it's become a purpose. So I'd say it started with my father. He introduced me to Jyotish. And in the 80s and 90s, there was no Netflix. So family time was hectic, in the sense that we used to sit around in the evening and talk about all the things with my parents and with my dad.
I think those days all of us came together and did the same thing. So
yeah,
there was a lot more
a lot of conversation. There was a lot of conversation, and my father's a very well-read, philosophical person. So we would sit and discuss this, and I would ask as a 16-year-old that what type of person am I going to marry? And then, he'd open the chart and we'd discuss it. And it started like that. Then, as you get older, you have more bigger problems. And then I would always call him and say, Acha, what do I do now? And how should I kind of wiggle my way out of this? How long is this going to go on for? So it was a guide. It gave me a framework to understand life, what's going on with me, how long is it going to go on, what should I do. Prayer was something we were taught from day one. Prayer was something we were taught to turn to when things went south. Always, emotionally. I was anxious before exam, I would pray. Anything, I would pray. So that was always there. And then when it gave so much peace, obviously, you will gravitate towards things that help you feel centered and bring you peace. And then I kind of realized that this is more than anything, it's now become a purpose.
So with me, I realized, so for me, my father was always my guide. So I never had any religious or spiritual practice growing up. Of course, all of us believed in Guru Nanak Dev Ji, and all of us would do our
And we're both
part.
Sikhs. We've
Yeah,
both been
we're
raised
both.
Sikh.
Yes.
Yeah.
So but it's very strange again how, yes, I belong to a Sikh family and I know about Guru Nanak Dev Ji, but my spiritual journey introduced me to various other gods. And I think that's the same in your case as well.
Yeah.
Both of us also believe in the powers of Shivji. And, even with Devi Ma and everyone. So I feel that, of course, when our fathers have been our guides, I want to also touch upon how growing up and when adulting happens and when the bigger problems really hit us, the guides become the mystical powers that the world believes in, which we used to, keep looking up to our fathers. One call, okay, what do I do next? But I think that burden that one carries, emotional burden, it took me many years to realize that no, I think I'm burdening him too. And I need to find my own guide. I need to have my own anchor. And I found that in my spiritual practices. But emotionally, people today would be coming to you to be that guide. So, how do you handle that burden? How do you maneuver your way? Because today you are that person. I know I came to you with my bag of problems. So, how do you
I mean,
handle
that is,
that?
I would say, the flip side to being a Jyotish, that the work is not light. You're holding space for people's grief, their disappointments, their frustrations, their confusion. So it's heavy work. But that's also what kind of drives you. I'm deeply empathetic. And I would say that my forte is that I can, or at least I try to get people out of that ditch. And sometimes people are so far down, they've lost themselves completely, that they do need someone. They need someone to help them get their power back. And yes, it has there are days where it's very difficult for me. I feel very burdened. I am still learning how to create that space, that little distance. But we're talking about real people and their real lives, and some stories just stay with you. Some stories you think about. So, yes, but when I think about them, I don't sort of say, oh, poor thing. I'm always concentrating on how do I get them out of this? What can I do? Even if it's something simple, like I'll send them a WhatsApp message every morning saying, get up, get out of bed, go make yourself a cup of coffee. You've got this. Checking in a couple of times. And that's what sometimes people need. People need that push. They need to feel like, okay, I've got this, I can do it. It's not going to always be like this.
Also, you're somebody I know who has her boundaries in place, because when I was learning astrology with you, I realized that, the boundaries were intact. You are not going to throw anybody a pity party. You didn't do that. And when somebody needed to be told that, okay, no, listen, this is what it is, and you need to trust this fact and believe this and move forward. So, in a lot of sessions with you, I also realized that, yes, there is an alignment of boundaries, but personally, for me, I've taken years to see how I can have my boundaries in place. It takes me a lot of time. I keep giving, and then, you don't know how to take. So, have you learned how to take while setting those boundaries? Or are you still being a giver in this space?
you are meant to be a giver in this space. Jyotish is the study of the sun, amongst other things. I mean, the sun is always giving, right? It doesn't ask you for a check at the end of the month.
Correct.
Okay, I've come every morning at 6 a.m. Or no part of nature is always asking for anything in return. So, a large part of what we do and we're taught to do and we're trained to do is to simply be like the sun, give. So yes, the expectation management has happened. I'd say I'm a lot better than I used to be. But we are here to give. We're here to give light, show light, guide. It's we've probably done that, or we've probably been at the receiving end of that kind of help in a past lifetime ourselves. So it's also just people coming in your loop, circling back to you, because probably they helped you out too. So we are trained to just shine that light. Some appreciate it deeply, they're very grateful, some don't at all. But that's all part of the journey. We're not doing it because we want some appreciation. I genuinely do it because I love to help. It makes me happy. It
But
makes me happy to give.
do you receive easily?
I do. I'm sitting here today with you.
I know, but do you receive easily with all the appreciation, the
I
love
do,
that you
of
get?
course.
Because of course now you have a huge follower base and everybody swears by you. So is it been an easy journey for you to also receive?
Yes,
being
because
that
I had no
giver?
expectation from this journey. This journey is about me, and I do what I like to do. If it's being appreciated, for as long as it's being appreciated, it's fine. Tomorrow it may not be appreciated, but I'm not doing it for anything, and I never set out to. I set out to do it because I loved to do it. I like doing this. I like to sit with people and say, okay, what's going on? What's the problem? Okay, let's talk through it.
My issue is receiving. Also, because, for example, if someone has done something for me, I have this huge debt of gratitude that will literally hover around, and I'll keep thinking, okay, how do I repay back? Like, what do I do? So, I liked what you said that, in the past life, we must have taken a lot
Yes.
because then when you're setting boundaries, you're thinking about life, you also somewhere think, okay, it's a give and take relationship. But then the softer language would be give, receive, appreciate.
I don't think it's,
So-
see, I don't look at it as transactional at all.
Okay.
And it's not. I mean, you're also giving a lot. And I'm not thinking about it. I'm not
there's
thinking
no
about the
energy
giving. I'm not thinking
exchange.
about the receiving.
Receiving, no.
I do teach. I am available to my students a lot. It takes a lot of time out of me and mental space. I do have 2 kids. I have a home to run. So I do all of those things, but now I do as much as I can do. Earlier, there was no time management. I was always doing it and I was getting burned out a lot. But now, very unapologetically, I will cancel a 2-3 day window of advice or consultations or classes because I am spent. And that's okay. But it's worth it. For me, I get to do what I love to do.
And the rituals that stay, with you through the day, that also help you be in that energy space of, okay, continue giving, but I will also take back where I have to draw my boundaries for my personal healing and space, because this is, like I said, the emotional burden does come on to you. So what are the rituals that keep you grounded in this space? What is it that you do on a daily basis?
So on a daily basis, I never miss my prayers. I love to visit temples across our country. I think that our country has just so much to offer. So I plan very quick trips. I don't find it that heavy, except for the times where, so I've kind of just now rescheduled work in the sense that I have only a few days where I do that kind of work, but rest of the time I'm teaching and I love to teach. So
You're amazing at it.
so I love it. It's not a burden. It's not. It's to see people's lives light up, their eyes light up. That oh, did something like this even exist, and we've not even come across it. Or we thought astrology was about reading a chart, But then you learn that
used to-
astrology is the knowledge of everything.
everything, and I used to run away. The minute I would hear astrology, I would think, okay, this is going to be like one ritualistic, religious, superstitious. I used to literally run away from astrology because I'd been practicing Buddhism, and in my practice at that time, everything was we make our own destiny. So there's no blueprint that you need to follow. Whatever your heart says, just charge for it, and that's how I've lived my life. But of course, when I realized that life had bigger problems and you can't control everything. You can only control yourself. I couldn't control a lot of things with when it came to health, when it comes to what life is also throwing at you.
Right.
So I felt astrology at that time. Of course, the understanding that I got was that no, there is a certain karma that we all come with. And we are who we are today because of all those past deeds, like you had mentioned in the past life. And this life is for us to make the most of it and understand it. So, in fact, even in your teaching sessions, I remember very clearly you had shared that, it's about how you move forward as well. It's not about, okay, this is what is in my chart and that's it.
Right.
How do you use that in a productive way to move forward? So I loved that what you had shared. So thank you for that. But where in your journey was that one impactful moment that made you just commit to it wholeheartedly?
I think there were two moments in that sense. A moment that kind of lingered on for a long time. But when I started teaching, there was no turning back from there, because when I got a feedback from students, when I saw what it did to them, when I saw their faces light up, when I cancelled that one class and everyone would go berserk saying, no, no, you can't, or you can't travel, you have to change your plans, or you have to take our class, and how transformed they felt, what it did to them. It was more about their journey that I started realizing that, okay, this is stuff that people need to know. And why don't they know this? I mean, this is our roots are so rich with knowledge, and honestly, if you go back, you'll see that they've kind of, our rishis told us exactly how to live life, and you just have to follow that. So that was one moment. The second being, I've worked in broadcast journalism, and I did that for 13 years. And there were many days where I didn't feel like getting out of bed. I didn't want to go to work. I mean, calling sick was never an option. But, you drag your feet, or sometimes you wonder, should I be doing this? Am I made for this? But when I started teaching Jyotish, consulting on it and studying it, I mean, there was not a day where I woke up feeling like I need to cancel today, or I don't feel like doing it today. Every day I wake up feeling the joy and excitement about what I'm going to do today. Whether I'm going to teach, whether I'm going to create content, whether I'm going to make a reel, or just talk to someone, or be there for someone, or hold space for someone. So yes, I know that this is what I need to do and what I should be doing. And yeah, no turning back, no confusion there.
So I've also gained a lot of friends in your sessions.
Yes.
So
and
of
they're
course,
all, I think some of them went on to
yeah.
get married also.
Yes, that's true. That's true. And what I loved was how, you meet people with that same wavelength and you just connect. And I believe so strongly in energies. And I feel that all of us, we're sitting together, we're trying to understand life. And then we exchange notes with each other, and then we come back to you. And I used to love that when we used to just come back to you. But yes, there were many who I felt were also emotionally torn apart. And all of us, like, energies don't lie, right? And all of us would also meet at that lower energy of emotional distraught. So when somebody like that comes to you, where do you begin, apart from your teaching sessions, or even if it's a one-on-one? Where do you begin with very emotionally damaged people? Where do you begin with them?
It's very simple. I just listen. I don't judge. I don't give any gyan. I just hold space for them, because people don't come to you because they necessarily need advice. They just need to be seen. And that is the worst time to start giving gyan to someone. You let them be, you let them talk, you just, kind of like those moments when you're in your pajamas and you're raving and ranting to your best friend. So I kind of approach it in that manner. I let them talk. Then we get to the chart. But the whole focus is not to tell them that, look, this is your karma or anything like that. It's to help them get their power back in whatever way that they understand. See, a lot of people may not want to do a prayer. They may not believe in going to a temple. They may not come from this space. So you have to find something that will kind of appeal to them, and then watch the magic begin. And the magic always begins. You can't go lower than that. So it's easy to then help them one step at a time. But yes, when someone comes very emotionally drained or broken, they need to download, and I just listen.
So, also in terms of answers of life, I love how you leave it in a very open manner. So, where I was discussing about, the will and finding the way. So, of course, there are a lot of fears also that many have that hold us back, our insecurities. Do you have any fears? Do you have anything that holds you back in your journey?
Not anymore, a lot less now. I could have written a book about my fears and my insecurities and all the drama. But, over a period of time, when you are on this path, firstly, you should go in with no expectations, which is what I did. I did it because I enjoyed it, and then one step led to another and led to another. But now, with prayer, with meditation, whether it's chanting or sitting in a havan or just being in very emotionally and spiritually vibrant places, you kind of get an invisible shield. You're kind of bubble wrapped, so that even when that punch comes at you, where you would have been crying or been upset about something for 5 days, you will probably take 5 minutes over it. So it's more about conscious living. The awareness is now a lot more, and I don't take life so seriously anymore.
Okay, so my fears tripled or maybe quadrupled, I don't know, when I was pregnant. And before that, I lived my life very fearlessly. But I remember when I got pregnant with my first one, I had all the fears. So motherhood, of course, everybody tells you, right? The mother is the power, and the woman keeps the home together. She can either make or break the home. But here, of course, as a woman, I realized that, we have so much of a responsibility. We've got our husband, our children,
Right.
and there's no room for those fears, right? But it was very interesting for me to also see that in those moments, you're also a mom, you're also a wife, a daughter-in-law. How do you maneuver and handle that pressure as well? Because you have to keep it all together. And my mom always used to say, we're strong women who have a smile on our faces and we move on. So, what is your mantra for keeping everything together with such a demanding profession, too?
I think it takes a village, and we don't just do it on our own. I think that for successful women, there is a huge support structure as well to help them through their journey. Whether it's your girlfriends, whether it's your parents, whether it's your husband, there is support. And where there is not that much support coming, you do cut back. But in my case, I feel like I've had parents who are very supportive, and supportive because they don't live in the same town. So physically, they can't be supportive with the kids. But the kind of way they brought us up, the way the whole background to growing up has been so filled with that positivity, prayer, and look, you've got to do it on your own. And you've got to be there and show up and do it on your own,
That is so from where we come from, because
Yeah.
my father, if I would ever give him a call and tell him, okay, this problem is happening, no, the first thing would be like, hey, you have to figure it out. And there were many moments when I was sharing about fears as a mother, a lot of things that happen, of course, in work life, in your personal life. Everything would be like, no, we've raised you with the correct values. and we've given you everything. The strength that you get with just that one phone call, that whatever it is you can manage on your own and figure it
Right,
out on your own.
right. And
you
yeah,
chose
we
this
do,
life.
yeah.
You do it. So
I
I,
mean, you
think it's
have
also from where we come from.
Correct,
It's a
and we've all got that support
Yeah,
structure. I'd say today a lot of people who are who've been studying with me or who I've been advising on a full-time basis, even they come to help me. I mean, help comes in the most unexpected ways. And that is the beauty of this practice. People will ask, what do remedies do? Remedies do so much at such a subtle level, you can't even imagine. You could be needing help with something like a doctor's appointment, and you've gone to buy vegetables, and you'll find someone there who probably knows the same doctor and get you an appointment in an hour. Remedies work like this. They bring that grace. They connect you with the people you need when you need it at a low time. I have unshakable faith in the fact that when you need help, you will get it. He will send that help in whatever way, whether it's even, a nanny and you really need one, or I have a fantastic set of girlfriends who will, help me with the school runs, and God bless them, because I wouldn't, they help me keep up to date with the kids' homework or something. They know I'm busy all day. So help will come, support comes. I think when you're doing the right things of helping other people, why would he not send help for you?
Life is working for you and not against you.
Yeah.
And also, I don't know where my life would be without my girlfriends. I feel they are my therapists, honestly.
Yeah, of course,
So they are your go-to. Yeah. But this leads me to also talking about many beliefs that I have let go in my life over the years. That I used to, you grow up thinking a certain way. Also, our upbringing, you have a certain gusto about life. What are the beliefs that you have sort of let go in your journey?
Over time, all our beliefs change, they evolve, experiences shape us in ways, and that's what they're meant to do. And we are all at some level, we are spiritual beings having a material existence, right? So the belief that Bhagwan sab sambhal lenge and they will, he'll look after everything, don't worry, if you're a good person, good things will happen to you. I don't believe that. I believe that, or more, I've seen it happen like this, that if you want something to happen for you, you want to change a weakness, you want to learn a skill, you've got to really make that effort yourself. So for me, I now believe in personal effort, in being disciplined. I don't think that anything comes easy for anyone, and you've got to show up every single day for yourself, for the people you love. It's not like a chalta hai kind of way that things are going to work, because when we talk of Jyotish, we talk of karma. You're trying to change something that you've done in the past. You can't even change something that you've done in the last hour. That repercussion is going to come, good or bad. So if you really want to make a change and you want to rectify and you want to modify, then all the work has to be yours. You can't send your driver with a donation. You cannot tell your mother to sit in a puja for you. You cannot tell your mother, for instance, that chant these mantras for me. No. It's your karma. It's yours to bear and yours to work through, and only your effort will make that difference. No one else's.
Beautiful. This was stunning. I love what you've said. Tell me one truth that Jyotish said about you, to you.
So I think that the Jyotish that my dad practiced, he's never done it professionally, but he told me about who I was going to marry, the kind of guy I was going to marry, bang on.
Oh,
right?
nice.
Absolutely bang on. And for Jyot, if I look at my chart, I am supposed to teach, guide, and hold space for people.
Oh, wow.
So, and I do exactly that.
Wow.
So,
okay, so Jupiter is strong from whatever I've learned. Yes. But okay, so this brings me to the rapid fire. Okay. Layman's language. I don't know how many would know astrology, Jyotish.
Okay.
So I'm not going to touch upon too much over there.
Okay.
But I want to begin with a very simple thing. What's your sun sign? Because we've all been very curious, when we used to, in fact, learn from we used to wonder, okay, when is her birthday? What is her chart looking like? So, what's your sun sign?
My sun sign is Cancer.
Okay, what's your moon sign?
That I'm not telling.
That's the main one. But okay, so who do you love the most?
My brother.
Oh, so sweet. Okay, what about your best friend? Who's your backbone, your best friend, your go-to?
My father.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, so sweet. Okay, then one misconception people have about
That
you.
I'm single.
Mother of
I
two,
think,
happily
the most
married.
Googled thing about me is who my husband is.
Oh wow! No, but he's very handsome, and both of you make a wonderful
But
pair.
I'm-
And you born such beautiful kids too. I love your children. So
The genes,
sweet.
yes.
Yeah,
Thanks.
the genes
Grateful
have
for the
worked.
genes.
And the magic and the love.
But
That's there.
I'm very protective of my family and my
Yes.
personal space. So you'll see that I don't put out a lot of it. I put out very little. Because that's just something that's very sacred, and not for social media.
This I do believe in, because earlier, people used to tell me about evil eye, and I've not really been very superstitious about it, but I started believing in it because you don't know whose energy is going to get picked on, and how people start judging when a woman is working. Everybody kind of assumes, the house is not going to be happy, which I think is the biggest misconception. We all have balanced homes and happy families too, but
Yeah.
I don't want to carry back somebody else's.
Sure. I mean, look, I grew up in a home where my dad changed the diapers as well. So he was involved with the kids, and so is my husband. I mean, the point is, they are their kids, so why should they not be involved? And look, we've had those phases where, we take a back seat. I did leave my job at NDTV, and that's when I had my second baby. I couldn't work after that because the hours were such. And, my husband then did his MBA. So the point is that marriage is not about love. It's never been about love. Marriage is a commitment. And if I look at it in the lens of Jyotish, marriage is a spiritual commitment. So you've got to, your partners, and sometimes someone will be 90%, the other partner may be 20%. You've got to pitch in and have that understanding if you wish to have a happy home. And kids are both. So yes, over the past few years, I have been more, I'd say more busy, yes. But I'm happier. And I think a happier mom is better than a disgruntled one who feels that she gave up this or she gave up that and she didn't do that. And I also do believe that kids will find their way. I'm not a helicopter mom at all. I let them do their thing. I know that they have their own karma, their own destiny, their own path that they're going to walk on. And I have faith in the grace of the divine. So
True. From my management, marriage for me is teamwork.
Yeah.
Because there are days when I feel, and today there is equality, there are equal partnerships that we're speaking of. So yes, the husband and wife both are the providers and nurturers, and it's a team that works together to build that empire, kids included. One mantra you swear by?
Om Namah Shivaya.
My favorite too. Who's your favorite god? Mine
Mahadev.
keep changing. Mine keep changing, by the way. So, but is this true? Because a lot of people's gods, I feel, and also there are phases, because I was Baba Nanak, then Buddhism, then Om Namah
Yeah, of
Shivaya,
course,
and now I'm
phases and
little drawn towards Devi Ma. But do you
it
think there are
changes,
phases
of
where
course,
gods do
of course,
change? Okay,
of
but
course.
you've been
energies,
constant.
call them energies.
Energies,
right?
okay.
Yeah.
But you've been constant with Mahadev.
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. Also, one thing people should stop doing immediately.
Blaming Mercury retrograde for everything.
Oh
Stop
my God,
blaming
Instagram
Mercury
is
retrograde.
full of Mercury retrograde always.
Absolutely.
All right, that in your free time, what is the one thing that you are stalking on Instagram?
On Instagram.
I'm not going to touch upon TV because I know there would hardly be any time for you to watch TV, but Yeah, what do you stalk on Instagram?
I do watch Instagram reels sometimes. I think some of them are really funny.
Okay.
When I just don't want to use my mind at all.
Okay.
But my feed has got all spiritual things only. So yes,
In this
I do
space.
that. But I'm watching a lot about food.
Oh, nice.
I watch
your
things on
favorite
food.
cuisine. Your favorite cuisine.
I hardly eat because I'm always on a
Fasting
diet.
or
I
fasting
fast.
also.
So I diet for 1 month and then I binge eat for 2 months.
Wow.
And I love food.
So how do you stay this gorgeous?
So I diet for 1 month. So I'm always on a diet. So I check out a lot of things on food and protein intake. So I'm a pure vegetarian. So that's very difficult because you've got to work with paneer and tofu all the time. So yeah, that is a problem. So reels on food
Reels on food.
and protein.
Okay, protein. What is the one thing that you love wearing? Because
I
I
love
know that there are
wearing-
different colors of the week, the days of the week that we have.
So I love wearing, I wear salwar kameez 80% of the time. And my favorite color is ivory. So I wear that the most. I like my pastels. And I don't really get dressed too much in the sense that I don't wear makeup every day or anything.
You're always the natural beauty.
Well, I don't know natural
You are
beauty,
a
but
natural beauty.
I don't really have the kind of time to and I'm also not very good at it. I'm not good at buying makeup or knowing what to do with makeup. So I don't even venture there. That's for people who know this area of life.
Fair enough. Also, one message you feel everyone understood about destiny.
That you make your own.
Wonderful.
It's not anyone's
Says
fault.
the lady
it's
behind
just
the
your-
charts, everyone. You make your own destiny.
You are going through exactly what you are going through because of something you've done. Good or bad. Why look at it always negatively?
Perfect. Yeah,
Yeah.
perfect. The impatience in today's world, when I speak of equal partnership, and the impatience, the perceptions that everybody has about Vedic astrology, Jyotish, what do you think in terms of the modern trends and the impatience that people show in this practice? How does one maneuver and deal with that?
This is a quick fix world that we live in. Blink it in 5 minutes, swipe left. So everyone wants an instant solution. And I'm very clear when I say if you want to come and consult me or talk to me about anything, there are no quick solutions that I give. I make you do all the work. It's like you're getting into a school all over again. So beware. Don't come and, waste your time and money. But yes, there is huge impatience. People think just by coming to an astrologer, your problem will go away. The astrologer is not God. The astrologer can only guide you. All the work has to be done by you. You have to walk that path. You have to do the work.
And not your partner, you do it.
But you have to because it's not
it's your
my
destiny.
karma.
Yeah, it's your
I'm not
destiny.
God. I'm not God. I mean, I wish I was sometimes and take away people's problems, but I'm not God. And I dare not ever try to be. So yes, people are very impatient. They come in the throes of a problem. I mean, they're deep into it. Two types of people I would say come to an astrologer. One that's just curious. Mere saath kya hoga? What is my life looking like ahead? Is everything going to be okay? And the other is who has done everything. Who has done every possible thing, who has tried every possible thing, nothing has worked, and then they come, but we don't believe in astrology, but okay. So they have come, they have arrived. And then, firstly, they're skeptics. So you have to work with them very carefully, you have to handhold them. And then they get this rude shock. So we have to sit and pray? Or we have to sit and do these things. Why should I fast? So then you get into explaining, but is it even a science? So I'm just going to say this. Astrology is not, I believe in it or I don't believe in it. It is not a system of belief. It's a system of knowledge. You don't know it, that I can understand. But don't dish something before you even know anything about it. Jyotish is a Vedic science. It's part of the Vedas. It's called the eye of the Vedas. Are you saying all our Vedas are a belief system? Now, come on.
God, this must be so draining. So, what is the flip side of being a Jyotish counselor? And
So
what
I
drains you
firstly
the
don't
most?
try and convince people of it anymore.
Okay,
You know,
fair
I'm
enough.
like, okay, fine. You don't believe in it. Oh, it's terrible. Okay, fine. You know, I just don't even have that. I don't have the energy. You know, I also
Yeah,
feel
this is
that
so
it's such
draining.
an honor to have your horoscope read. Our wise men in our sages always said that it's a privilege to have your birth chart read so that you know what you're dealing with, your strengths, your weaknesses, your karma, and you can begin to course correct. And when you say that, you know, I roped you into my classes, I didn't rope you into anything. You were
The
meant to
teacher,
find
the
Jyotish
teacher
at that time.
appears when the
Yes,
student is
and
ready.
Jyotish will only
Yeah.
find those people who are ready. I
Correct.
even think that, you know, grace is not found by just
It's there.
it comes.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
true.
not everyone has that grace to be able to have any curiosity or interest in even finding, call it God, call it deeper meanings of life, whatever you like. So, very impatient people you have to deal with. And they expect that they've seen you, and within 24 hours, things will start flowing.
Magically start.
Magically, things will happen. And that's the thing. Um, the big misconception that people have is that we go to a Jyotish when things have really collapsed around us, which is the exact opposite of what people should do. You know, in ancient India, people had an astrologer, right? And a family doctor, a family astrologer and a family doctor who they would check in with every year to say, okay, this is what, you know, every couple of months to check in and see what's going on. And that's the whole point of Jyotish. You don't go to an astrologer when things are terribly amiss. You go when things are fine as well, to know your strengths and weaknesses, to know how to deal with the storms that come in your life, and they will come. No Jyotish or astrologer will stop those things from coming in your life. We all have negative karma. So they will come, but how do I cope better with them? How do I prepare for them? Right?
Course correction.
Course correction.
And
I mean,
create the
why
good
come when
causes in
there
your
is
life.
so much of upheaval in your life? There's very little actually. You know, you can't put your boat out in a storm. So first you've got to let things calm down, and that's why a Jyotish is also like a family doctor. You check in once. You know, even when Krishna was born, his parents went to an astrologer first, right? So they took that guidance about general things and general remedies. Of course, everyone should do that. But the flip side, I think, to being a Jyotish is that people think you've got it all figured out and that you're super detached and you're, you know, above it all. Absolutely not. I have my good days and bad days too. What I do is difficult because you're holding space for so much grief and pain. No one comes to an astrologer when they're happy.
Happy.
Ever.
In fact, I think we need to really change that because I love what you said. You know, you need to see that chart to know your strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah.
And then, of course, take on life by its horns and know that you can create your own destiny.
Correct. I mean,
But,
everyone knows that
yeah.
this Shani Sarasati cycle will come every
Shani to
30 years.
everyone is so
The
scared
Rahu
of.
Ketu cycle will
Yeah.
come every 18 years. There's going to be something that's going on always. You can't be on a diet, for instance, for 1 month and expect to lose weight. You've got to do it. You've got to make that conscious change. And this is about making that conscious change because people, I mean, come on, you exercise for your body to be fit. You've got to do prayer or some kind of mental work to keep your mind in order. And spiritual work is for the soul. Right? So, how can you live? You're in a 3-dimensional zone, not catering to one part of your life at all. You will feel empty. That joy will not rise in your life. I mean, so many people say that I have it all, but I'm not happy because you're not tending to that part of you that is that work that has to be done from the inner to the outside, from the inside to the outside.
In fact, you mentioned Shani. Everyone is so scared of the Shani period. But I loved how you've explained that it's your period of discipline. And I think that discipline, that hard work you need to put in yourself. You don't have to be so scared about, oh, Shani period aa gaya. No, use that time to be disciplined, work on yourself, and let life take its
course. You know,
course.
discipline is so underrated, and it's just talked about so little when it comes to Jyotish. Being disciplined doing things at a particular time every day. It's like setting a frequency. Like when we say do prayer, right? Now, I know a lot of my clients will turn around and say, oh, we did it at 9 o'clock, फिर हम नहाए नहीं, फिर हमने 12 बजे किया, फिर हमने. No. You have to set a frequency with the divine. So if you're doing 9 a.m., try and stick to approximately that time every day, whenever possible, so that every day you access that frequency. It kind of sets, a radio signal, and you are able to meet that vibration every single day. Otherwise, if you're just going to do things randomly, they are going to give you random results. But if you're going to do things with discipline, that I wake up every day at a particular time, I'm doing my prayers or I'm doing my meditation, you are, your body is receiving it a certain way, that vibration is being picked up a certain way. Come on, we're all energy, vibration, we have water inside of us. Why do we behave like this is a system of belief?
Correct.
It's really not.
Correct. Energy and vibrations, and you have obviously brought in that vibrance. So I truly hope that everybody has gotten to know who you are and the flip side of being a Jyotish counselor, that it's hard work. You have to do it. You're also doing it.
Yeah.
But thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Being a part of this, and I really do hope that everybody also receives a lot about you today and
Thank
know
you.
that
Thank you.
yeah, you've got your hard work going on. There are days that you are also down, and
Yeah.
it's not that you are the god that everybody is going to come to. You are our guide. One last for our closing, what is the one message that you want to share with everyone who's also aspiring to be you?
I'll just go back to my own journey, which has been a journey of zero plans. I have let the path unfold. I took one step, but I always followed my heart. I'd call it intuition today, what felt right. And that's how I've lived my life. I've lived it showing up every day with honesty and with good intentions. So I think that what you can do for yourself is show up every day in whoever's life, whether it's your house help, your parents, your friends, people you probably will only meet once in your life, but do it with honesty and good intentions, because trust me, it all comes back.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Thank you
Oh,
so
I think that was good.
much.